to start off the episode, well, first of all, if you're listening on Spotify or YouTube or watching, if you're watching and you're a usual watcher, so sorry that
Yeah.
we're not recording video this week. We had a blizzard come through Texas.
We
And
really did.
Texans, we can't go out.
No. They're calling it Dalaska over here, so
Alaska, and we have
everything
1 inch
closes
of snow.
down. Yeah, we just lose our shit over here, so
Literally haven't left my house since I don't even know. When did it start?
Friday.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I haven't left my house since then.
Yeah.
Like I've been I went on a walk, but I haven't gone in my car and gone anywhere.
Oh, I have not gotten in my car. For reference to those listening, today's Wednesday. So we've been cooped up.
I have been cooped up. So it's fine. Like I'm honestly kind of used to it because we work from home, so it's not like it's anything different, but I at least go and get groceries or go and get a coffee or something. Like it's not like I'm really spending 24/7 in my house, but yeah, it was just oh my gosh, it's just so funny. Like we were gonna try, but the snow would not melt, and I thought it would melt by the time we recorded, and nope.
Yeah.
Just ice.
And if you're listening and you're not from Texas, yeah, it's not snow, it's straight up ice. So it's dangerous. And we don't have the infrastructure to clear all the roads, so we're all just stuck.
Tire chains and
no.
I don't even know if anybody owns a shovel in Texas.
No.
We're just not prepared. So yeah, sorry about no video, but we still wanted to get a podcast episode out. And yeah, just keep the consistency. And so I was like, you know what, better just audio than nothing at all.
Yeah, for real.
I'm here for it. Yeah.
And also, if this is your first time listening, my name's Miranda, and I have my lovely co-host Kim.
Yes,
I feel like we never say our names.
I know. Yeah. Whatever, it's fine. y'all will figure it out.
Yeah.
And it's
use
so
your
hard
context
to distinguish. It's so hard to distinguish voices and who's who. Because I had before video podcasts were a thing, I didn't even know who was who.
Sometimes when I'm listening to a podcast, I'll have a certain idea of what the person looks like, and then when I see an actual video of them, I'm like, oh, this is rocking my world, and
yeah,
it
you're
doesn't
wait a
match.
Minute. Yeah, you're wait a minute. Okay, and then I did want to start the episode by shouting out Alexis. She left us she recorded a video on TikTok about her favorite podcast and telling photographers if you don't listen to podcasts, what are you doing? And I saw it, I think she posted it yesterday, but I just saw it this morning, and I just thought it was so sweet, so nice of her to do that. Her photography is Love Endlessly Photography. And yeah, it was just so sweet and so nice. So shout out Alexis.
I know.
You made our days.
She named off all these podcasts that she listens to, and then she said, and my favorite is Perfectly Unposed. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
That's so sweet.
So nice. It's so easy to forget people are actually listening, but also it's so affirming that we're reaching people. Because the other podcast she mentioned, they have a lot of followers, a lot of listeners, a lot of they're just we're small fish in the the podcast world. So it was just really fun to see that happening, because that was the first time it's ever happened. No one has shouted us out that we know of. And so it was just so nice, and I just felt so good, and I was like, ugh, yes, okay, we're finally getting people on board.
Yes. Yeah, thanks, Alexis. That was really sweet. And she also left a comment the other day, right?
Yes.
And that's why we were clocked. We were like, oh, we have one fan. And then she made a whole video about us.
Yes,
I mean, not only us, but...
Yeah, but still, I mean, we are a big part of it.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just like, oh, it just like melted my heart, because it's just like, it's so hard when you're building a business, any business, even with photography, just building a business, and you're just like, oh my gosh, I have 2 followers, 30 views, no one's listening, no one's out there, like, how am I supposed to grow? And it kind of feels defeating sometimes, but then there's like moments like this where you're like, okay, we're on a good track, like we're not, the biggest podcast ever, and I don't think we really intend to ever be, but it's just like nice to know that someone out there is listening and like enjoys us, because it's also like we can get in our heads and be like, oh my gosh, what are we doing? Like, it's been a year, we've made no progress. Like, you spiral
Yeah.
into those modes where you're just like, what am I even doing? And I feel
Yeah.
like that happens a lot when you're starting like a photography business or any creative business too. So just like keep going. And we'll talk about that later too, because that'll get into my heated rivalry content later. Might have to save that one for last.
Okay, yeah. Let's talk about Heated Rivalry last. So
Yes,
stay
because
tuned.
it's I think it'll be a good one, because I have a lot to say, and I know you have something to say too, which I had not thought about. So I'm excited to bring pop culture and business and creativity all in one, because those are like my favorite topics, and why I love this podcast so much, because it's like not other people are doing what we're doing, and I like feel like I'm like putting all my interest into one.
Mm-hmm. Like
And
one
I don't know if you,
channel.
yes, because I love pop culture. I love pop culture. That's like most of the podcasts I listen to are about pop culture, and I just like, I never want to like put it in the podcast without it like kind of like circling back to photography or business, because it's like, well, we're not a pop culture podcast, like we're not here to talk about hot topics on the pop culture world, but when it all comes together, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is my shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is like what I love to do. And so just like having those two things is just like amazing. And I feel like no one talks about like all the things they love in one. So,
Mm-hmm.
anyways, is there something that you wanted to talk about first, or do you want me to
Well,
get into it?
let me ask you, because I haven't
Okay.
talked to you about this before.
Okay. Yes.
So this is kind of something that I've been seeing on TikTok.
Okay.
And I've been seeing like photographers post these videos where they're like recording their consultation calls and is like, come with me on a consultation call or whatever.
Yes, I have seen that.
And I really like don't understand the purpose of it, because it just feels weird to me. Like, I mean, I'm just like hoping that these people are signing off on like them like giving permission to post their consultation call, but I feel like that's such like a vulnerable like thing, like,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't understand the purpose of using that as like a marketing strategy, because I'm like, okay, so you're letting us in on your consultation call to say what exactly? You know what I'm saying?
Yes, because I have seen that before too. And to be clear, they're marketing to clients and not to like other photographers. Like they're not trying to like help
Right.
other
They're not,
photographers.
no, they're not like mentors trying to teach how to do a consultation call. They're
Okay.
literally just like, it feels like they're just using this video to
Book
book
or
more
try to book
clients.
more clients.
But I'm like, I
Yeah.
don't understand why. Like, it just feels weird that you're recording a conversation with someone else that, I don't know, it just feels, it gives me the same energy as like posting your editing queue on your story. It's like,
Okay.
you think that this is this big like marketing strategy, but it's not really doing anything, and it kind of looks weird to me.
Yeah, I wouldn't personally do that. And I think you're right. It is kind of weird to like put it out, because it's almost like a private conversation. Not that
Yeah.
it's not like private and like secretive or like weird, but it is like a phone call, and you never expect phone calls to be recorded.
Right.
So that is the weird part about it. Marketing wise, I don't see the angle or like I don't understand why you would do that, just to maybe get people to see how you are on consult calls. But like, isn't that the purpose of a consult call? To like get to know you and like
Yeah, it almost seems
consult?
to me that people are posting this to make it seem like, oh, they get all these inquiries, they're getting all these consultation calls, like they're booked and busy.
Oh,
Like it almost that's why it feels like the when you post your editing queue on your stories and it makes you look like you have all of this like work,
lots
but
of
it's kind
clients,
of
yeah.
like it's kind of not doing what you want it to. It's kind of repelling because it's like I don't know. That's the energy that I'm getting, and I'm like, why? I just want to know why people did
What
someone see someone do it, and they're like, okay, yeah, now we're all
what's the
doing this.
purpose?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's like
Yeah.
if the purpose is to educate your potential clients on how you work, I feel like you should just make a video saying like, answering those frequently asked questions like we talked about last week, instead of like recording a private conversation and then just like posting it. It just feels weird.
Yeah, that is true. Like, you're right. You could just answer the questions in a video without having like another voice or like a recorded conversation with someone. Like, you could just record it and be like, this is what I would say on a console call, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
I
even
guess.
like the points that you're making on the console call, just make a whole nother video about that. I don't know.
Yes.
I just saw that trend and I was like, whoa, that's different. Like I've never really,
Haven't seen that.
yeah.
Yeah, because I've seen that before too, and I didn't think anything of it because it's one of those things where I'm like, okay, well, I'm not doing that, but good for you. I
Yeah.
also don't have that many consult calls to make it like a series, but it reminds me because I've also seen people like coaches or like mentors, educators post videos of them having a mentorship call, which that still kind of
Yes.
feels weird to me, but it like has more of a purpose, I feel like, maybe. But even then,
Maybe,
I don't know.
well, maybe people like photographers are seeing other photographers post consultation calls with like their mentees. So they're like, oh, I can do that with my clients. But again, it's like
Well, they haven't
you're
even hired you yet.
yeah, that's like doing like mentorship is like a business to business marketing strategy, and like
Yeah.
you're trying to do that same strategy but you're not marketing to another business, you're marketing to potential clients. So it's like it just doesn't it's not giving the effect that I think people think it is.
Yeah, I agree with you. It just feels like weird that you're listening to a conversation
Yeah.
between people.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't I don't know. I'd almost like I wouldn't even want to inquire because I'd be scared to be like on the console call.
Right. And then I'm like, oh, they're gonna post me talking. And that's like
Yeah,
super vulnerable. Like when you're
it
asking
is.
questions about potentially spending thousands of dollars on something, like you're being vulnerable. And like, I don't know.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
just
I
a
wouldn't
better way
want
to
that
do
shared.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a better way to do it. I just wonder what the purpose is because I haven't seen it in a while, and again, like I hadn't thought about it. But yeah, you're right. I feel like there's better ways to market how you are and the questions that are being asked on consults, before you have to like record someone on a consult call. I
I
feel
just
like once
really
you
hope
see,
that they're asking permission to share it. Cuz I feel like a lot of
yeah,
people wouldn't or wouldn't think to, but it's like, "Hello, did
yeah,
they give consent for that?"
yeah, that too, yeah, that's wild. Yeah, I don't know. I wonder what they're thinking it's gonna do. I guess just like insight on who they are as a person. That's like my best guess. But yeah, there's better ways to do it, I think,
Mhm.
than having to record that. But uh was that it on that?
Yeah. Let's
Okay.
move on. Let's move on.
Not trying to cut you off. I just didn't know if there was anything else
No,
about
no,
that.
that's it. That's all.
Okay. One of the things that I wanted to talk about was just like meeting with other photographers and just like networking because I met with a photographer couple weeks ago, a week ago,
Oh.
not even sure. Because my sister Steph knew this photographer that she had worked with, and she wanted me to meet her. And so she kind of just set up like a coffee date for all of us to like get to know each other. And it was really fun. It like reminded me like, oh, I need to do this more often, because I just like had not met with like another photographer I didn't know in a
Yeah.
really, really long time. And
Yeah.
I was just like, wow, I love this. Like, we were on the same page, like we agreed with a lot of things. And yeah, it was just like really nice to like just be around other creatives and people that expand your way of thinking. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
I
was
like
really
that.
nice. It was really nice. So I was just like, wow. And it was so easy. Like, we just went to go get coffee and that was it. Like, it wasn't anything much more than that. And I loved it. I was just like, oh my gosh, I need to do this more. Because it's nice, because it's like photographers, you always think like, oh, I need to be friends with planners, I need to get to know planners, but photographers like can refer you too. Like, if they
Yeah.
have a date that they can't shoot, then you can get referred by other photographers, and even just like getting second shooting jobs, everything. So she, after our meeting, I guess she liked me enough to ask me to second shoot for her. And that's a big ask, like, especially when they probably already have like a lot of like second shooters that they've worked with before. They
Mm-hmm.
know, they know how the people that have worked with them before work, and she doesn't really know how I work yet. So it's a big ask to be a second shooter for someone that you've never second shot with. So hopefully I can live
Yeah.
up to the expectations. But it was just like, oh yeah, I need to meet with other photographers.
Well, I think this was like the perfect example of how it works, like how you do get second shooting jobs, because you just met up with a photographer over coffee just for fun, and y'all ended up liking each other, and like that's
Mm-hmm.
how you get referred, versus like messaging someone cold, like cold, whatever, what's it called, cold
Just cold
calling.
calling, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, and saying, hey, do you want to get coffee, because I'd love to second shoot for you. Like, I get those messages all the time, and it's like I don't feel inclined to like want to do that. So yeah, that is like the perfect like organic situation that still has like intention behind it, because it's like you want
Yes.
to become friends, and you become friends first, and then that can lead to referrals.
Yes, and just a friendship too. Like, I didn't go into it like wanting to get referred or to second shoot for her. It was just literally like I just wanted to meet her because I love her work. She's worked with a planner that I really like. She worked with my sister. My sister really liked her. So it was just kind of like, oh, we just need to meet. Like, we're in the same
Yeah.
industry, in the same place. So why not? And so I didn't go into it like needing something from her, like, wanting anything out of it besides just like meeting another person. So I was just like, okay, yeah, we all need to do that more, because I really do
Yes.
forget to do that. And it was so easy. We just got coffee and that was it. Like, had a 2 hour chat and it was really fun.
I love that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
bring
amazing.
back getting coffee in 2026.
Yes, I know. Seriously, it was so fun. And I love coffee, so why not? And then I've had some like inspirational moments lately, and I want to tell you a
Ooh.
story about my sister.
Okay.
Because I
You
think,
know your sister is the most inspirational person ever.
I know she was telling me that you told her that she was an expander for you.
Yes, I did text her that.
Yeah, why did you text her that?
Because she's just like, I think she's so good at what she does, and she's so humble about it. Like, you just like don't realize that she's doing all these things. And so like a planner that she had worked with before was posting all these videos, and she was tagging Steph, and I was like, oh, because in my mind I'm like, Steph is just there taking behind the scenes video. Steph is a content creator, for those who don't know. And I didn't realize she was like making these videos that they were posting.
Oh, yeah.
And so I was like, these videos are so amazing. Like, I was just like in awe. So I had to tell her, I was like, wait, did you make these videos? She was like, yep, that's me. And I was like, holy shit, like, you're so good and so talented. And like, obviously that has helped her network very well. And it's just like, yeah, she's a big expander for me because she like doesn't ever talk about it. Like, she's just very like humble, I feel like. And I don't know. I just
Yeah,
love
no,
her.
that's amazing. She was just telling me like you told her that, and I was like, oh yeah, because it's true. Like you're doing stuff that we want to do, not
Mm-hmm.
necessarily like content creation, but just like working with planners and just doing the best work and
Yeah.
being humble about it and not letting ego get in the way. And yeah,
Like
just
growing your
being
skills, like, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
exactly. Yeah. And just like watching someone close to you like live so boldly and do what they're like meant to do and seeing what's
Mm-hmm.
possible is just like so cool. And I always anytime I tell someone about my sister, I'm like, yeah, she's like far beyond past what I've ever been able to do in the wedding industry, which is just so cool to see because it's just like, whoa,
Yeah.
I love it. But okay, so the story with my sister is that she's getting married in June of this year, and she had been looking for a wedding dress. And she didn't want to like go to like a bridal shop or anything. Like she just wanted like a, I don't know, just a simple dress that wasn't going to take like a year to get made. And so she saw that Anthropology was having a bridal sale online, and I think she missed it or something happened with that, or like maybe it was like sold out online. And so they were going to have an anthropology bridal sample sale, some sort of sale at the store. I
Mm.
can't remember how. I've never seen a bridal gown in Anthropology, so I'm like, I don't know what they did or how they did it, but it was supposed to be a sale, and it was gonna be a really, really good sale. She said that people were lining up at like 5 a.m. to try to get into the store to get a bridal dress or a dress for their wedding. And so she was like, I'm not going to be doing all that. I'm just going to go in at noon and see what's there, what's left, whatever. And so she goes and she finds the dress that she has pinned on Pinterest. And she found it in her size, like, and it was so easy. Like, she didn't even have to like wait in line. She didn't have to like, it was just like, it just happened so easily. And
She's so
so
magnetic.
yeah, so easily. And so the story doesn't end there because in August, she reached out to a Mexican bridal gown designer or company, maybe not like the designer themselves, but the company that sells the dresses. And she was basically like, hey, I'm a wedding content creator. Like, I would love to see if we could do like a collaboration where I take content. I'm going to get married in Mexico and I can do like content for you in the dress, blah, blah, blah. So she was going to get a dress. They were going to get content. And that was back in August. So she had not heard from them. And she was like, well, my wedding's pretty soon. Like, I got to find a dress. So she almost like forgot about it. And then I think a few days ago, she got an email from them that were
What?
like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry we didn't see this. Like, just like apologizing for it taking so long to like receive the message. And they were like, yeah, we would love, like, we looked at your stuff. We would love to collaborate with you.
Oh my god.
Yeah, isn't that so wild that she did that and then like it just like it all just works out for her. And even I don't think she's received an email back because I think she did respond to them being like, oh my gosh, yes, let's do it. And we don't know how long the dress is going to take, but even then, like, it's just an example of like, just go after it. Like, what's the worst they can do?
Seriously.
Not say anything, which okay, whatever. Or they're gonna say no, or they're gonna say yes.
That's actually so inspiring. Like,
Yeah.
shoot your shot.
Yes. It
Make your
was
pitch.
make your pitch. Yeah, it
Wow.
was crazy. So I don't know where that's going to end up, but I will keep you guys updated on that because I think that's going to be so freaking cool. The dresses are so pretty. Yeah, it's just really, really cool to see because she's always been that way. Like she's very magnetic and like not a lot of people tell her no, which is so funny because she's not even trying that hard. She just like puts herself out there and then just see what happens.
Yeah. Well, that's honestly inspiring me, like, to just I've always believed in this, like, you have to ask for what you want. Like,
Yes.
otherwise, how are you going to get it? And
Yep.
so it's like, yeah, she just asked them, like, hey, I want to do this. Are you in? And they said yes.
And I told her,
That's
like,
wild.
even if it, like, maybe they can't get the dress to you on your wedding day or whatever, but maybe if they still wanted to collab, we could do like a bridal session, or just honestly maybe just make content for them, because then she could use that content to go to like New York Bridal Week and be like, hey, I've done content for a wedding dress designer, like here's my portfolio for that. So even if it's not like for her wedding day, I still think like the possibilities are endless with this.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just thought that was so cool of her to do, because I'm one of those people that's like, no, I don't want to bother them, and like they're not going to like my stuff. Like there's so many other photographers, but like how many people are actually like reaching out to them to do that? Probably
Right.
not a lot.
No.
Because everyone has that mindset where it's like, they'll probably say no, or like, oh, my work's not good enough, or whatever, whatever you're dealing with. So I just thought that was like a really, really cool story, and just like how easy she makes things seem.
Yes.
But
And
yeah,
also,
she's been.
I like how whenever she asked, like, she was freely offering value to the brand. She wasn't just
Yes.
like, I want a free wedding dress, please.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So it's like,
yeah.
That's where I go back to people cold messaging to second shoot. It's like, what value are you bringing to the other photographer?
Mm-hmm.
And that's how things get moving. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, it's not like she was like, oh, I'll give you exposure.
Yeah.
Like these are services that she actually does for people. And so if you're a wedding dress designer and you don't have like a big social media budget, like this is the perfect opportunity to do something like that. So I thought that was really cool. And yeah, it was just like inspiring me lately. And also I've been inspired by like wanting to reach out to like people. And and this has nothing to do with like weddings either, but I've been seeing on my TikTok that there's a new Fort Worth coffee shop that's opening up pretty soon, I think in the spring. And their vibe is going to be so cool. And I've just been seeing basically like their progress on Instagram and just like seeing it. And then I was like, I got a ping and I was like, I need to reach out to them to do like real estate, or not real estate, but like just like I want to take pictures of their coffee shop, and I want to take pictures of their coffees or whatever they're selling, and just like make it a really cool like branding opportunity for me, just to get like inspired by it. Because I don't know why, I was just like, I don't even do this for a living. Like I don't do like product photography or like real estate photography or anything, but I just want to make their coffee shop look cool, and I have like this vision. And so I want to email them about it and like just be like, here's my inspiration, like I want to do this, like are you down? Like with nothing in return. Like I literally just want to like get to know them, and also just like take really cool pictures. And yeah, I was just like inspired by their coffee shop, and I was like, what the heck? It's so weird that I want to do that, but there must be a reason why.
Well, you know what the great thing about wedding photography is? You learn all the other photography skills. Like you learn product photography, you learn interior design photography, because you have to take photos of the venue and you have to take photos of, all the details. So it's like you have those skills. It's just like we don't always think about that.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. And that also brings me back to like networking too, where it's like maybe I got this ping because there's just something that I need to do with this coffee shop, meet the owner, something. There's just something there, whether it's, I don't know, maybe it's just like I just take pictures and I just get creatively inspired, but I don't know. I feel like there's a reason for this happening, or like for me getting that thought, and it just felt like bigger than just like oh, I just want to take some photos,
Yeah.
It just
Well,
feels different.
this is the year of the horse, so you better do it.
No, I am.
You better message them.
No, I
We'll come
definitely
back
am.
next week and ask you if you have or not.
Sounds good. Yeah, I was gonna email them yesterday, but I was trying to figure out some things with my gallery, and then also I was doing some research and some note taking for this episode. But I do want to email them because Steph, I mentioned it to Steph like a really long time ago, and she was like, "Oh, I can do the content for them too," and I was like, "Perfect, it'll be great."
Wow,
I'm so
I just
excited.
love you guys. Y'all are so inspiring. I feel like Steph is a definition of Year of the Horse. She does what she says she's gonna do.
I know, and she's just like so good at it. She doesn't think about it. She doesn't overthink it. She just does it, and it's again, it's just like just watching someone so close to you just like be so like everything just feels easy to them. They live boldly. They're just doing what they say they're gonna do, and
Mm-hmm.
she's doing so well because of that.
Mm-hmm. I
So
also
yeah,
feel
it's
like
just
that's part of the energy of like being new to your business, like, like a
mm-hmm,
year or two in, you feel that like almost like shamelessness where you can just do anything. And I feel like being in the industry, like even just more than 5 years, I feel like you get a little jaded and then you start
mm-hmm.
getting self conscious. And then you're like, I really can't do that. Like you overthink everything, or it's like
Yes.
you lose that energy of like just going for everything.
Yes.
And
Oh my gosh, it's
I feel like I
so
want that energy again.
true. Yes. It almost like ignorance is bliss.
Yes, yes.
Like it's so nice, but I think we can just put our blinders on. That's what
Yeah.
needs to happen. Like we just need to, yeah, live like the year of the horse where we're not overthinking, we're just doing the things that we're gonna say we're gonna do. Because then that just like leads you somewhere. Cause like the thing with the coffee shop, it just sounds so like small, but like for some reason, it just like it keeps coming up in my mind and it just like feels like an opportunity, but I don't know why yet. Cause I'm like, I don't do product photography and I'm not like, I don't know, I'm never the person that's like, oh, let me go meet the owner of the coffee shop and talk them up. But like something feels different with this. So it's just like, I'm just gonna see where it leads because you never know where that's gonna lead you to.
Mhm.
And if it doesn't lead anywhere, that's fine. Maybe it's just like me getting inspired by, I don't know, just doing something differently than weddings,
Mhm.
but it just feels bigger. And I feel like I felt that before, like at the beginning of my business, where I was just like doing things that really didn't make sense, but it led me somewhere.
Yeah. Ooh, I just got
I know.
goosebumps.
I know. So crazy. I love it though. I love talking about this. And wait, do you have anything else to talk about? I feel like I've been
No,
just
I
yapping.
keep going. I'm loving it.
Okay, amazing. So something else that I've been like just thinking about, and I even was talking to my sister about this. Gosh, I cannot talk today. Maybe it's the remote thing. I'm like, I'm not getting my sentences out as well as I am on the podcast. But anyways, so I've been thinking about like galleries and calling and just feeling, and I've had this feeling for a while now, but just like I don't feel like I had been culling my galleries very well in the past. And I was looking through a gallery and I was just feeling, well, not my own gallery, it was another photographer's gallery. And it overwhelmed me, like the gallery. And to be fair, it wasn't like my wedding gallery, so, or like my personal wedding photos. So, like, of course, maybe I would get overwhelmed by someone else's, but that's not the point here. The point is that like every single photo looked the exact same.
Mm.
And it just made me think like, "Oh my gosh, I do not want this feeling. I don't want my clients to feel that feeling of being
Mhm.
overwhelmed by their own like gallery." And also just I don't know. Looking at the gallery, I was just like, oh, I literally looked like the same photo, even though it was different parts of the day. Everything looked the exact same.
Mm.
And I was just like, yeah, I was just so overwhelmed. And then I was like, oh my gosh, have I been doing that? And I know I had because I've been thinking about it a lot lately. But yeah, just like culling is so important. And I don't know if I realized that until like the past 6 months
Yeah.
because I used to just basically deliver every good photo. And sometimes, like, a set of photos, you don't need the exact same pose, and, like, one of them is just a little bit different than the other ones.
Right. I feel like it's part of our job as the professional to have that eye to say, like, which one is better, and not leave that on our clients to figure out. Because you're right,
Yes.
it does create overwhelm, and it's like, I feel like we shouldn't have to be putting like mental gymnastics on our clients to figure out what photos they like. Like, that is, I feel like, should be our job.
Yes, and I think, well, because I was thinking about this a lot lately, is that when I first started, I think I oh my gosh, I'm like, I think. When I first started, I oh my gosh, I don't even know how to say this. I was trying to deliver more because I felt that was the value of my services. Like, the
Yes.
more I delivered, the better the experience, the better the price. Like, it
Yes.
justified my pricing. And maybe I just didn't figure that out until now. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, yeah, it definitely stems from, like, the just over delivering, because I think that's, like, where the client finds value."
Mhm.
And I just looked through that gallery, like the other photographer's gallery, as someone, like, if that were my gallery, and I was like, "I don't want this. Like, I don't want a photographer that does this."
Right.
And I'm my own ideal client, so when I saw that, I was like, "Oh, something needs to change," because I am definitely an over deliverer. And I do try hard, but, like, sometimes, like, I just can't. Like, I'm like, they need these 2 photos, but they don't know that other photo exist.
Yeah. Only
And
we
just
do.
because it's like they look a little bit different, or like the expression is a little bit different, doesn't mean that they need that photo.
Mhm.
And what I've been learning is that clients don't actually want everything, they want the best. Or my ideal client, because there's some there are some clients that want every single photo. Like, they want a second by second photo, like, might as well give them a video because they want every second, captured. But since I don't like that, I'm like, okay, my clients don't want everything. They want the best of the best. And when you're delivering hundreds of, like, near duplicate photos, it creates decision fatigue.
Yes.
And then now the client is having to go through the gallery and be like, which ones do I even like out of these 10 photos that look exactly the same?
Yeah. And then it makes them not even wanna, like, enjoy going through their gallery, and then we wonder
Because
why no one's printing out their photos. Well, they don't even know which ones to print out.
you're giving them 2,000 photos.
Yeah.
That's gonna cost so much money to get all, like, where do you even stack all of those? It's so true, and I was just, like, pondering that people, like, I feel like our ideal clients, will remember how the gallery felt and
Mhm.
not so much how many files were inside of the gallery.
Mhm.
Because I bet you, like, my clients don't even know how many pictures I give to them. Like, I don't know if there's, like, a number counter at the beginning of the gallery where it says, like, this is how many photos you received. Like, they probably don't know, and they probably don't really care. And the more photos that are in the gallery, it dilutes the emotional impact, and the moments just don't land as hard.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it's the same, like, it's just like the same law of supply and demand. Like, the more you have of something, the less valuable each thing is.
Yes,
And
and
so,
so,
yeah,
yeah,
same
I've
thing with
just been
photos.
like, it's so funny that it's like I'm just now learning this, or just maybe not learning, because I feel like I've known this for a while now, but just realizing and, like, where it stemmed from and why it stemmed from that. and just realizing like, yeah, they don't need 15 photos of the bridal party in the exact same pose. Like
Yeah.
they don't need that. Like one is enough. Like they're not going to be posting 10 of the exact same photos on their Instagram. And
Yeah.
so I've just been like really tapping into that. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I have a lot to say today. And so even with my last gallery that I was editing, because what I realized from the gallery that I was looking at, that wasn't my own gallery, it was another photographer's gallery, is that everything looked the same. And I think everything looked the same because everything was vertical. And so
Oh.
basically everything was vertical. There wasn't a lot of like
Variety.
And that was another realization that I had, is that, oh my gosh, I just need more variety, because like when I shoot Holga, it's like a square.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, I can make my digital images a square. Like, why
Yeah.
have I not done that before? And just so like this last gallery that I was editing a while ago, I was like, okay, I can make a more emotional impact on a photo if it's a square, because it's like that's everything you're seeing is in that one shot. And so I was cropping square photos specifically for like the reception, and I was cropping things differently, just
Mhm.
not just a square, but also cropping like 4x5. And that makes a big difference in like the way that I was like viewing the gallery of theirs. I was like, this gives it dimension, this gives it like just a different experience. And you want your clients to feel that way even if it's an online gallery. Like you want them to be like, oh
Yeah.
my gosh, that photo just popped out, like, and this one's different because it's a square, like let me look at this photo. And it's not just like the photo pops up because there's not 10 of the exact same photo in a row, and it like stands out more. So
Yeah.
I don't know if this
I
is making sense, but I'm just
It
like,
is. I
it's just been
remember
driving me
listening
nuts.
I remember listening to Daniel Kim one time. He said that he wants his galleries to feel like when you walk into an art gallery, like a physical art
Yes.
gallery. And he was like, when you look at photos in an art gallery, they're not all, you know, 3x4, the crop for Instagram. He
Yes.
was like, he literally said that. He was like, there's square photos, and then there's like panoramic photos, and there's like 16x9 photos. And he was like, he uses cropping like that very strategically to make it feel like an art gallery. So it's kind of the same thing that you're saying.
Yes. It was like a mind-blowing realization, because it's like so easy, but like no one talks about this.
Yeah.
Like
Also,
there's not a lot of people, like when I first started and was starting to get into education, no one was talking about like delivering galleries. Like no one was saying like maybe you shouldn't deliver 10 of the exact same photo just because you got a good photo,
mhm,
and maybe the reaction is a little bit different in each of those photos. Like that makes no impact.
mhm. And I think to go back to your point about like how like the perception was the more photos, the more valuable. So I feel like early on I clocked this where it was like a red flag for me if a client was coming to me asking me how many photos that they would get.
Mhm.
Because I feel like that is a different client that is my ideal client. And I feel like both you and my ideal client is someone that appreciates art and sees that they want to hire us not just to take their wedding photos, but because we have an artistic expression. And so I feel like if someone is coming to me asking me how many photos they're getting, they're not really on the same page of like what even I'm delivering them. It's like
Mhm.
they're not really worried about the artistry of it all. They're just wanting if it's going to be like 2,000 photos. So that's
Mhm.
like an easy red flag that you can check, is to be like, okay, what are they valuing? Is it the same thing that I want my clients to value?
Yes, exactly. And yeah, you're right. And that also, I feel like, needs to be a part of my brand, is what I was also thinking about, is like, that needs to be a part of my brand. Like, I just can't expect people to know that every single wedding is going to have 2,000 photos. Like, no, there's a reason why some galleries are bigger, some are smaller, whatever it is. Like, I don't want them to hire me based on the amount of photos that they're about to get. So that needs to be a part of my brand. And just like realizing that curation is like part of the service, and like why clients are paying you for your eye, your taste, and your abilities to choose the moments that matter. And also that anyone can overshoot. Not everyone can edit with restraint and curation. And that was a big one. I was like, no, literally, there's so many photographers like that can overshoot. Like, what's gonna make me different? And that's like the taste and the curation of my galleries.
Yeah.
And the way I deliver feeling and not just pretty photos.
Yeah.
So
there's one more thing about this. I was listening to John Dolan, which is like, you know, my icon, and he was talking about how he had a client. I think it was Anna Sophia Robb. He did Anna Sophia Robb's wedding, and she told him to pick 33 of his favorite photos, and that is all she wanted him to deliver. And she wanted him to print it out, come over to her house, and show her the 33 photos that were his favorite. And like, he was like, curation, like 33, took the whole wedding day down to 33. And so he was like, that is the level of luxury that they're paying for, is like, you have to be so, you know, it is about your taste and your expertise and everything to be able to curate that down to 33 photos, and to realize like she was happy with that, and she probably didn't want to be overwhelmed with all of the photos. So it's like wild to think of that, like, yeah. And then also in this digital age, like, our brains are just imputing so much like digital information all the time. Like, yeah, it is overwhelming to sit through 2,000 photos that kind of all look the same.
Okay, so then I was also thinking that how over delivering can actually cheapen the work you produce, because it's an expectation that you can't maintain. Like, you can't, not every wedding is going to have the exact same number of photos.
Yeah.
And it can make your work feel less intentional and more transactional, because of the reason of like, you're wanting to give them more photos because you think that's worth your pricing, or like it'll make the client feel better about paying you this much because they're getting more photos. But that's really not the point, I think. And when you give them everything, nothing feels special. Like, no photos are gonna be like, oh my gosh, that's the moment. Like, nothing feels intentional at all. So yeah, I was just like, oh my gosh, like, just had this revelation that I'm like, oh my gosh, all my galleries, like, I just need to cull down so much more than I've been doing.
Yeah. And I also wonder if like the reason why this happens is there's like a certain expectation of what we think has to be in the gallery. So it's like, those are just like questions you have to ask yourself and ask your clients if they even want all of this stuff that you're putting in their gallery. Like what you were saying about like the wedding party photos, like, do they even want like 5 different like renditions of the wedding party walking, or, you know, like all of these things that we just think have to be in there? It's more of just like asking your questions, like, why do I do this? What's the purpose of this? Because sometimes we just do things because we are used to doing them, and we've never sat down and be like, what is the purpose of this? And is it giving what I want it to give?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is so crazy I don't know. I was just like thinking about that, and I was just like, oh my God, I can't believe I hadn't like sat down and actually thought about like my culling process, and like just simply cropping photos makes them 10 times better than what it was. And it's just like a simple crop.
Mhm.
And I've cropped photos before, but not intentionally and not to make that moment bigger,
Mm.
if that makes sense.
Yeah, I like that.
It was like when I was editing, I was like, wait, I'm actually having fun. And I usually don't have fun editing. Like I don't.
No.
Like I like to edit, but it's like it can be boring to me. But when I was like adding like, oh, maybe I should crop it this way, or maybe I should make this one a square so that that moment is like it like almost screams at you and you're not like having to look at anything else. It's just like that one moment.
Well, it's like you're breaking the rules that you set for yourself. It's like,
Yes.
there's no rules. I can
There's
crop this however I want.
no rules. There's no rules. And so, speaking of galleries and everything, too, something that I realized from looking at this other photographer's work was like their sneak peeks were that could have been the whole gallery, the sneak peeks. It was like
Mm.
hundreds and hundreds of photos. Like, I swear there was like 300 photos in that sneak peek. And I was like, this literally looks like the gallery. Like, that could have been the whole gallery, and I feel like they would have been fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
With just the sneak peeks. And so I feel like I don't send a lot of sneak peeks. I think my max usually is like 30. And that even to me is a lot to send because I'm
Oh,
not trying to send all the good photos. Like I want them to like have excitement to see the whole gallery. I just want like little moments that they might appreciate seeing, you know, in the next 2 to 3 days. I don't want them
yeah.
to like have the whole gallery. I feel like that just kills the momentum because whenever you're planning a wedding, you've done all this planning, you get to the wedding, and then afterwards you're kind of still in logistical mode. Like you're not in that emotional, like, oh my gosh, my wedding photo. Like you're not yearning for the photos. Like you're just like, this just happened, like whatever. And so when you send a sneak peek that's like 300 photos, it's like, I don't know if I would feel excited like that excited to get that many photos.
Yeah. Well, then it yeah.
It's like that instant gratification of like another thing that I think photographers want to do because they think that that is worth the price that the client is paying. Like you're going to get sneak peeks, you're going to get 300 sneak peeks, and like that's the value that they're giving that pricing, if that makes sense. Like
Yeah.
it's not because they really want to do it. They maybe think that they have to do it because they're charging X amount of money and not so
Mhm.
much like this is going to be a great experience.
Mhm.
And maybe that is like, maybe that is the way you think, but maybe just think of it differently. Cause I'm realizing all these things too. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like I can't believe like I've never actually like sat down and thought about this. Like, why are we doing these things? And it's because you see other people do it. And also it's like you think that's like worth the value that the people are paying you. And it's like sometimes you don't need to send that many sneak peeks.
Yeah. Yeah. And also I feel like something cuz I feel like my sneak peeks have gotten more than I've sent in the past because I'm
Mm,
trying to send a lot of detail photos for the planners. And I think maybe that's just another expectation I've made in my head. Like, I've never actually asked a planner, "What do
yes.
you expect in the sneak peeks?" So, like, what usually is like, a 40 to 50 photo sneak peek gallery ends up being more because I have like 30 detail photos in there. Because I'm
Yeah.
like,
And I think,
the planner wants to post, everything that just happened over the weekend, and I think that's maybe just an expectation that again, it's like we need to ask, like what like every planner is probably different. Maybe some
yeah.
planners do want a lot, but we just need to ask those things.
One also, I think that's one of the things where it's like maybe we should be putting clients first, and like maybe we don't send sneak peeks to the planner. Like you're just gonna have to wait until the full gallery, or maybe like a week or so later, so that way it doesn't kill the anticipation for my clients.
Yes, and
Because it's like,
another
you
thing,
didn't hire me.
yes, another thing is also something that I have started doing is making sure 100% that my couple gets the photos before anyone else.
Yes.
Because I think, especially when you work with planners, it's exciting. You want to get that to all the vendors. But what if a vendor accidentally posts something before the couple has even gotten the chance to see their photos?
Mm-hmm.
It's like their memories, not just their portfolio that they, you know what I mean? So that's something else to keep in mind too, which I feel like a lot of people don't think about.
Yes. And just realizing that like too many sneak peeks, I think, kills anticipation.
Yep.
It lowers the emotional impact of the full gallery.
Yep.
And then it trains clients to expect instant everything. That's why people are always like complaining about like
Yeah.
clients are asking me for the gallery. It's only been 2 weeks, blah, blah, blah. Well, because they're trained. They want it now. Like they don't want to wait a month or 2 months or 3 months. Like they want it now. And that's because like your brand is screaming, I will give these to you instantly, instead of looking at it like, hey, art takes time.
Oh, wait, one more thing about sneak peeks that I just thought about is like a lot of us are shooting film, okay? We can't get the film in 2 days. I mean, depending on where you're going,
Where you
but
go.
I feel like a good lab is not going to give it to you the next day.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like what like most of my favorite photos are on film. And like sending sneak peeks even to like planners or vendors that aren't like your favorite photos, and like what if like your photos that are in the sneak peeks are like what they choose to, like, I don't know, send off somewhere or to get published or something, or even if they're sending it to like, you know,
Or
I'm
even just
thinking,
posting it.
yeah, just posting it. And like that's a lot of times vendors will get sneak peeks, they'll post it, and then that's that. And then they'll move on to the next event. And it's like your name is being tied to maybe not like your favorite image. And then it's like you're missing out. I don't know. It's just like a lot of things to think about with sneak
To
peeks. It's like,
consider.
yeah. Because
Yeah.
it's like, I think maybe if you shoot a lot of film, that should be talked about up front. If your clients are expecting a lot of sneak peeks, like, hey, just so you know, I'm not going to get these film photos for at least a week. So you're going to have to wait a little
Yeah.
bit.
Well, and you also like, it's your job to set the expectations. Like
Yeah.
you can be like, I'm not gonna send you the sneak peeks until like a week or 2 weeks or whatever it is. Like you make the rules. Like you don't have like the clients don't make the rules. And if you're
Hmm.
basing everything in like the pricing and like, oh my gosh, well, they're going to book me over them because I send sneak peeks in 24 hours and the other photographer sends it in 1 week. Like, that's not the value that you should be bringing into your business. It should be more about like the photography and the art of it. But I understand where that comes from because literally I'm just now realizing all of this.
Yeah. Well, again, it goes back to who your ideal client is. Like, hopefully, if you value art, your ideal client also does. And so, if you're getting a lot of clients who are like, where's my sneak peeks? It's been 24 hours. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
there's a misalignment in how you're communicating your brand because that client's not actually valuing what you're trying to give them. So,
Exactly. Yeah. So that was just like something that I wanted to talk about because I was just like, oh my God, I can't believe
yeah, well, no one
that.
talks about this. So,
Really, honestly, I have not heard a lot of information about just gallery delivery and like culling. It's just like basically pick your favorite images and edit them. Like that's really all the information I ever see online
mhm.
about it. So I'm glad we did get to talk about it because I was just like, okay, this is something that I want to be better at. Is like the gallery delivery service before I'm like getting better at anything else because I think that's like your whole service is like this gallery, and we
Yeah,
don't even put that much thought into it.
it's like it's literally the main thing, and I feel like we all most of the time are just like an afterthought of like how we're gonna deliver
Yes.
it. It's like that is a big part of your client experience.
Mm-hmm.
It's if not the main thing.
No, it's not the main. That's literally the main thing.
It's literally the main thing.
It's so wild. But again, you just like when you're first starting out, you look to see what other photographers are doing, then you just copy what they're doing, and then you don't put any thought into what you actually want to do and like how to do it. And I guess that takes experience too. But yeah, I've just been like, oh my gosh, I need to be so much better at my galleries and like how I'm delivering my galleries and sending sneak peeks, not sending too many, but also sending some because I feel like I would want at least some. Like even if it's just 5, I would want at least one to post or something. So anyways, yeah, that's my rant on that. I guess now we can maybe get into Heated Rivalry.
Let's talk about Heated Rivalry. Okay, wait. I wanted to say, like, TikTok obviously went through something over the weekend, you know, with the change in ownership and the algorithm breaking and all this kind of stuff. And so I feel like I finished Heated Rivalry like last week. So I've been like wanting to be on Heated Rivalry TikTok, but when I wanted to be on Heated Rivalry TikTok, TikTok was broken and I couldn't. And now that TikTok is kind of fixed, now my whole For You page is Heated Rivalry.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay, I haven't looked today, but the past few days I've been getting TikToks. I'm like, I should not be getting these on my For You page. Like,
I know.
These are weird. Like
mine were weird ass videos of just like.
Yes. I was like, I don't want this. Like, what is this? But anyways, yeah, there's just been so much going on in the world too, so it's just been kind of crazy. Okay. Well, the point of this, like this whole Heated Rivalry talk, isn't really to talk too much about the show itself, like the plot points, and like we're not recapping the show. Like this isn't gonna be like a recap episode.
No spoilers.
Yeah, no spoilers. This is just how pop culture and art and all my interests are like just coming into one. And why this show has just hit so hard, like emotionally. And it has nothing to do with the actual show, even though it did hit me emotionally. Like, loved it. It was amazing. So glad that that was made. It's more so about like watching people's lives change literally overnight and just bringing it back to why not you? And so, oh my gosh, I don't even know where to start. I'm like, oh, there's just so much to talk about. The show really reminded me of what like hope feels like. I think a lot of us have been operating in like survival mode for a really long time between like work, money, stress, politics, the internet, and life. I mean, you know, we all have life that we have to live. And it's so easy to just feel numb and just go day by day and just like, just feel so like stuck. And then suddenly, this phenomenon of these two beautiful men, you watch people who didn't quit, who kept showing up, and who kept working at their craft, and their lives changed so fast. And it just did something to me. Like I don't know what it was, but whenever me and Miranda went to Houston, like I couldn't stop talking about it because I was just so like, so many people's lives changed, and those two actors, like they probably thought they were just signing up for like this gay TV show, not thinking anything of it. Like it wasn't even supposed to be originally on HBO Max, so all the cards aligned so well for them. And again, like they didn't know that this show was gonna be like the #1 TV show on HBO Max. They signed up for it. They were like, you know what? We're just gonna do whatever we can to become actors and get better at our craft, even if the show isn't gonna be like the best of the best. Like at least some people watch it. At least we'll be in a show. I'm sure that's what they thought. I'm not actually sure what they thought, but they weren't expecting this kind of like, it was a Canadian TV show. It's not even made in Hollywood. So they definitely didn't think it was going to be like a nationwide like
No.
success.
It wasn't
And
sold to them like, hey, this is going to change your life.
exactly. So they were just doing this just to keep working on their craft and become, they probably were like, okay, we'll do this, we'll do a couple more TV shows, blah blah blah. And yeah, it just like cracked something open inside me, because it just like made me ask the question that I like cannot stop thinking about, is like, why not you? Like,
Yeah.
why not you? Like, there are these weren't people that like skipped the line. They weren't nepo babies, I think.
No.
They weren't even an overnight success in the real sense. Like, it looks like it's overnight, but it's actually years of invisible work that finally started clicking.
Mm-hmm.
And what we're witnessing is like the readiness, the skills, emotional maturity, and someone not abandoning themselves.
Yes. It's so beautiful. I could cry about it.
Literally same.
We just start crying on our podcast.
Literally, they were working, waiting, auditioning, building, being told no, and then their
Mm-hmm.
moment arrived because they didn't quit. And
Yeah.
when the moment arrived, they were ready for it.
Yes.
They didn't shrink, they didn't apologize, they stepped up and did every interview, every podcast, every carpet show. And it's just so inspiring. Like, how can you not see that and think like, I feel like I sound so dramatic, but like it is so life-changing to see like people just like, especially people in the arts, because I know how hard it is to be an actor. We all know how hard it is to be a photographer, because everything's so saturated. And so like you're like, this is never going to work for me. Like, there's so many other people that are better than me. Like, there's so many better actors, quote unquote, than them, but they were they were the stars of like every award show.
Right.
Even if they
Everyone's
weren't
obsessed with
nominated,
them.
everyone was
Yeah.
obsessed with them. Like, everyone wanted them on their podcasts, on their TV shows, on their interviews, on late night. Like, they were everywhere. And yeah, because like as creatives and photographers and business owners, we spend so much time wondering if it's ever going to work out,
Mm-hmm.
and if we missed our moment, if it's too late. But like, what if the only thing you're actually being asked to do right now is to just not let go of the dream?
Yes, and to keep showing up like 110%. Cause like
Yes.
you said, they they weren't expecting the show to pop off. And so the fact that they weren't just like, "Oh, it's just another paycheck. Let me just
Mm-hmm.
get up here, act a little bit, get my money's worth, and then the next thing will be my big thing." No, they
Yes.
were like, "Even though I don't know where this is going to go, I'm putting my all into it." And obviously they were so immaculately amazing at it, and it did end up popping off. But that's
Yes.
like, to bring it back to a wedding day, like, or any photo shoot that you're having, like, you never know what is going to come from that one session, that one
Mm-hmm.
wedding day. So if you're not on and you're not giving 110%, like, so many missed opportunities could result from that.
Yeah, it's
So,
basically like just continuing to care when no one
yeah.
is clapping for you yet.
Yes, when no one's
That's
watching.
literally that's literally what it is. It's choosing to believe that the work that you're doing matters, even when there's like the evidence hasn't caught up yet. And we kind of
Yes.
talked about this at the beginning, where I was just like, yeah, our little podcast, isn't getting lots of views, but there's someone, someone that believes in us, and then that'll just like the momentum will be there. Like, do I don't know, it's just I don't even know what to say anymore. It's just so good. And yeah, so if something gives you joy again, if something makes you feel inspired, excited, alive, like, hold on to it. Like, that's why I'm so
Yes.
inspired by literally anything. Like, I always say this, but like, I can find inspiration from a movie, from my sister, from my dog. Like, I can find motivation anywhere. But since this was such a big phenomenon and like such a big pop culture like hot topic, I was like, this just brings it all around, because I love all those things, and just like this being like so inspirational and just like literally, I saw a lot of TikToks talking about the same thing I'm talking about, and I thought I was the only one. But there are people that are like, not to be dramatic, but this changed my life. And it
Yes.
wasn't just the show, it was like the way the actors were, getting these big opportunities. And I even, oh my gosh, Miranda, I even saw a TikTok of the musician whose work was in that final scene of the
Yes.
entire show.
Yes, I
And she
saw
was just
that.
like, again, it's one of those things where it's like, she's not that popular. Like, she's not like a pop star yet. And there was another person too that made another song that was on the show, and they're a Canadian indie band, but I haven't heard from them yet. I haven't seen anything. But anyways, just being like the artist is just so cool, because it's like this might change her life too.
Mhm. Mhm.
Like,
You
there's
never
so many
fucking
things.
know.
There's
You
so many
never
things
know.
that had to align for all of this to work.
Mhm.
And it's even from like the author even writing the book, having the courage to write the book, because it's a woman who's talking about like gay men.
Mhm.
So having the courage to even write that, someone picking it up being like, this will be a great TV show. They were originally only going to air it like on Canadian TV, and then for some weird reason HBO picked it up like 2 weeks before it was supposed to air,
Mhm.
and then aired it on HBO. So it's like the domino effect of all of these things. Like, I'm sure like the artists that are in like the show, like the musicians, they probably didn't expect anything from it either. But now I
Yeah.
bet their music has millions of like listens on Spotify, TikTok. Everyone has that one like running through my
Right
head
through my head.
favorite, like, love that. And so yeah, it's just like a domino effect of all these things. Like, the author now is selling out her books. I bet the director producer is going to be doing so many other things, like the intimacy coordinator, the two actors, like people
Everything.
being people being like having the courage to come out as a
Yes.
sports,
Oh my
or like as
god.
a, what do you call these people?
What?
Athletes. Athletes are like ready to, come out and not be scared.
Yeah, it's
And
so
it's just like,
beautiful.
oh my god, because it can happen to people who don't quit. And why not you? Why not you? So
Yes.
yeah,
So
that was my
inspiring.
little that was my little rant. But I know you had something about it too.
Yeah, so that's kind of like why it's so inspiring. But then like the story was so healing, I think, and why
Mm-hmm.
it became such a phenomenon is I was watching this one TikTok of like a psychotherapist, and she was saying
Oh.
that she was saying heated rivalry like is a corrective experience for so many people because and why it feels so good to watch is because like in our world that we just live in, like especially like everything going on, like everything, like you said, you could get stuck in the negativity and like there's no hope anywhere. And she was saying it's a corrective experience because anytime something happened on the show, as a viewer, your stomach drops, you're expecting the worst case scenario to happen because
Yes.
we're so attuned and accustomed to like the worst case scenario happening.
Yeah, like tragedy. I heard that a
Tragedy.
lot from people talking about the show. Like, everyone expected tragedy. Like, they
Yes.
expected someone to get run over, killed, car accident,
Yes.
like something. It was wild too. Like, that was the collective experience for a lot of people.
Yes. And so for the show where every time something happened, the positive response happened. And so it made you feel like, oh, that I can breathe. And so that's
We're
why
safe.
it's safe, it's hope core, it's a corrective experience that we as a collective on earth are just like yearning for. So I think that is why it's so healing and that is why
Bring back
art,
yearning.
yes, and art literally can be something to amplify, the human experience. in a bad
Yes.
way and a good way. And I feel like not like it's like that saying where it's like, I mean, it's literally a Taylor Swift lyric where it's like, it's trendy to be like, you know, woe is me, everything sucks. Like that's just what is trendy, but what we need to bring back is being trendy to being like hopecore and having corrective experiences and having art reflect those corrective experiences, because art can be healing that way. Just as in
Yes.
it's a good way to like shed light on certain things, you can also, you know, shed light on beautiful things. And so I feel like there's not enough of that right now. And so when I heard that, I was like, how can I make the art that I make and the service that I provide and my business be a corrective experience for the people that I'm serving? And it's like, you know, especially like if I have clients who are gay and half of their family doesn't come to their wedding ceremony, like how can I, as a person on the wedding day, and I'm not gonna cry on the podcast, but it makes me emotional, like how can I be that corrective experience for someone through the way I show up, the way that I communicate, the photos that I take, the crops that I'm cropping my photos to make.
Yeah.
Like
Almost like, how can I even heal them without being like a therapist or anything?
right.
Like, the photos will show the joy
Yes.
and like how they're not alone.
Yes. And I just think like our jobs are so big right now. Like I feel like artists in particular like don't realize how big their job is. Like it's so impactful. We're not just taking wedding photos. We're making people feel a certain way, and literally your art can heal people. And so yeah, that's what I took away from Heated Rivalry. I was watching it as a straight white woman being like, this is so healing. And so I can't even imagine like how healing it is for others. So
Oh,
yeah, that's
yeah.
why I was just like, that's just what I want my motto to be in life, is like, how can I continue this corrective experience for people?
Yeah. Well, something you said reminded me of this, but like, also the show wasn't like a big budget show. Like, they had to like be creative
Mm-hmm.
to make some of these scenes happen. Like the scenes on the beach, I don't think were actually on the beach,
Mm-hmm.
because they probably couldn't afford like the permit or whatever it was. Like, it wasn't like a big budget thing, but they made it so beautiful regardless of the limitations of it. And I just
Yes.
think that's really important too, because I know sometimes like you don't get like the most ideal settings for you to photograph, but like you can make things look really really beautiful, and you can make people feel seen. And I don't know, it's just crazy like that they didn't have this big budget but then turned out to be the number one show in America
Yeah.
basically. And it wasn't just because it's like a gay hockey show. It was so many different things that like molded it into what it is. And it's the story, it's the music that they chose. Like, they were so intentional with everything, and so it didn't feel like it was like, oh my god, this is so cheesy. Like, it felt real. It felt like a movie, like the scene, like the just even like the composition of like how they were looking at each other, the lighting in that show
The
was everything to
editing.
me. When they were like in the hotel bathroom, like that lighting was just so good. And I don't know, everyone had to be so intentional and so passionate and so creative for this show to happen and to have the success. And I just think that's really important to show up in your work that way too, like having passion and not just being like, this is just another paycheck. It's just gonna pay my
Yes.
bills. And even if it is, you can still put passion into it and just be like, how can I make this the best experience ever? Even if you're not in like the luxury weddings or whatever, like you'll get there eventually, but you need to make sure that every wedding feels that way
Yes.
and show up to every wedding that way, no matter how much you're getting paid.
Yes.
So I just think everyone just had so much passion and creativity that they were able to make this amazing show that everyone loves.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
Because
it's just something.
it's not just like, it's not like a straight show that everyone would watch. Like, this is
Exactly.
really like a phenomenon because these types of shows don't, like, they don't really exist.
Right.
And so for it to be like the number one show, like, that's pretty crazy. And honestly, should show Hollywood what we actually want. What we actually want, we want queer stories.
Yes.
But yeah, anyways, yeah, thank you for letting us be insane for the past. I don't even know how long this is gonna be.
Listen, we've been stuck inside this ice storm, okay? We had to get this out. We had to talk about it.
So
If
true.
we weren't going outside to share with people in our real life this, we had to do it on the pod, okay? So y'all
Exactly.
listening to us, thank
Exactly.
you.
So, yeah, thank you for letting us be insane because I was
Yes.
just like, I felt like I talked way too much, but I did want to get out the heated rivalry thing because I've been like, it's been inside me and I haven't been able to talk to anyone besides Miranda about it,
Mhm.
and I was like, oh, maybe I should talk about it on the podcast because it is pretty important, and I just love how it all circles back to creativity and art and everything, and it being healing and inspiring, and yeah, we just want to be like hopeful for
Yes.
everyone, and we want to bring hope to you, and hopefully this inspires you to like look into what they're doing and how you can do that too. And
Yes. Why not you?
yes, it can, if it can happen for them, why not you? So
Yeah.
thank you again for listening. Hopefully next week we'll be back on video, but until next time, thanks guys for listening, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Love you. Bye.